6.6 Abyss, you saw it right. I am Freminet-netting it in the Abyss this time. And the reason being that the first half has a 75% skill damage boost. And there's a Hydro enemy on this first half, so I can't run Wolani. So Freminet is basically my next best bet. And you can see that the gameplay with Freminet is very degenerate. It's just skill spam while he's in his burst. And obviously he's getting wheelchaired by Freminet, which means I can run Marai Shosei on him, on Freminet. There's like no reason not to. It's the best set in this situation. Anyway, we have this Hydro enemy, which makes Freminet useless, which is really bad because she's dealing a lot of damage. And you see Layla here, and you might be thinking, why don't you use Silali? Well, we're gonna find out, or we're gonna see Silali in the second half, basically. Anyway, there's not much to do, or I will say this, you see Freminet holding the Melusine Claymore, or is he? Because remember, Hoyo graciously decided to give us a skin that looks exactly like the Melusine Claymore. So am I running or am I not? And I'll tell you right now, I actually am, and I put the skin on it. I was using Blackcliff, but it just didn't deal as much damage as the Melusine Claymore, which makes no sense to me, but I guess the attack is better than the crit damage. Anyways, we have here Mavuika Melt, but Lyney instead. And the reason here, you already see the source of Tomton, you know what it is Natlan Shill. And specifically the boss that's going to appear right after this, after I obliterate him with the Lyney combo. Yes, you love to see it. It's this secret source automaton boss which summons the pillars and you have to climb up them. Now you can do it with Silali, but you have to be careful with your stamina. And he does the Electro Blast and it nearly kills me. And it did kill me in many of my runs. It just one-shot me because I was playing like an idiot. But so Silali can take care of the pillars. But Shilonen is just so much better. Like, it feels so much fluid. Like, look at that movement. You don't get that kind of movement outside of a Natlan character these days. So that's why I have Shilonen. And also Kazuha's buff up times just kind of suck. The Shilonen is much better. And I actually could have eked out a bit more damage. I'm actually running double scroll on Silali Shilonen, which is really bad. But I did the run with it, and I didn't need the Petra buff, which is the other buff that I could have gotten. Anyways, you see here, the Electro Blast nearly kills me, like it did many times before this run. He's right here, he's going to do his pillars, so I'm thinking, I have to kill him now, basically. But then he summons his pillars, and I realize, well, I have to go for the pillars. And so I hit that, and then I don't glide at the right time. But luckily I have Shilonen. I kick it, and he goes down. Next up, I picked the Elemental Mastery boost just because it carries over to the next chambers. It's not going to help my teams at all, pretty much. And I didn't think I needed any of the other boosts to clear this chamber specifically. So first we have the Electrolector. I have Triple Cryo. This is not going to be an issue for me. And since Freminet is spamming his skills, Layla's shield will generate more stars because it generates 2 stars every time you use your skill. So the synergy here is actually off the charts. Some might say it is even better than having Silali on the team. Well, Silali has the automatic application, so maybe not. Anyways, the Primo Geo Vishap. We're still on the Hexen Circle shill, guys. We are still shilling Nicole, and this variant specifically is the Pyro infused one. So if you have a Pyro shield, it is better. So Nicole shill, like I said. And the only other notable Freminet tech that will make all the Freminet mains proud of me, I had to switch to Layla to get the shield there so that it could reflect some damage back on him. But the other Freminet tech is you want to use your skill before you burst, because the burst resets the cooldown of the skill. So it's basically a free skill. And you see me do that right there. And when you hit, or when you use your skill, you can weave in a normal attack in between because the cooldown is slightly longer than the skill cooldown. Anyways, we have here a Mirror Maiden, and I don't think we've seen one of these since the 4.x, since version 4 of the game, basically. This enemy has been kind of forgotten, but it has always been very annoying. Luckily, with Shilonen's mobility, it's very easy to get out of the trap. We have also the solitary Swanee, and I'm basically stalling on Shilonen. I would never use her burst, except in this case, because I'm trying to wait out the big Hydro attack. If I'm standing with Lyney in the burst and the Swanee does the Hydro attack, it's a one shot. I think even with the Sealali shield, it is disgusting, to say the least. And the Sealali shield kicks in right at the perfect time to freeze him and basically stop him in his tracks. And I think the second half has the bonus of 75% damage bonus for Pyro damage. So you see my Lyney hitting absolutely insane numbers. I managed to dodge that other big Hydro attack, and then Sealali at the right time to freeze him. This run everything is basically going right. And then I burst at 3 and obliterate him. It feels good, man. And for the final chamber, I only had to do this once, so it was probably the easiest chamber, or maybe I just warmed up. We have the new boss from the new region, and he does a recording phase and he infuses Hydro, which is important because the next recording phase we want to infuse him with Cryo so that the two monuments that he summons will be of different elements and it'll be easier to take them down. And this boss perfectly shows Lowen because he wants to deal a lot of his own Cryo damage, but then he also wants his teammates to do a lot of another type of damage. I hear him do the recording voice line, so I switch off Freminet-net's pets to make sure that I get the Cryo application from my other Cryo teammates. And then after that, I resummon the pets, go through my rotation, cast Marino Burst, Escoffier Burst, and then start whacking everything with Freminet. He takes a lot of damage when the monuments are destroyed and then also falls down. And then we get a bit of a DPS window, which is pretty good. But the Freminet gameplay is not very exciting. It is a lot of skill spam, but it is also no skill. Kind of a little bit of wordplay right there. And on the second half, we have the Natlan Chill, or Natlan Cryo boss. I funneled to Bennett like I did in the previous chamber. And Sealali is perfect here because she will freeze the Cryo summons with her charged attack. Right. And that does make the grouping a little bit worse, but they won't attack you, and they won't stagger you, and won't deal any damage, which is nice. And I get her down, and then I make sure to aim for her head because this will guarantee crits. And you can see that pet didn't actually crit, which is actually a bit frustrating now I'm seeing it on the replay. But I had so many runs where, especially in the first chamber, where my first hit would just not crit. Like you see there, my first hit didn't crit. I have 60% crit rate. What more does Hoyo want from me? Anyways, I continue to keep charge attacking into her head to give me that guaranteed crit rate. And then right here, I'm going to use my burst to finish it off, except that I don't need to, and I perfectly time my burst for the ending. Absolute cinema. As you can see, Melusine Claymore on Freminet, 60% crit rate on Lyney, and double scroll Sealali and Shilonen.